Hello, I'm Jashykins, and I'm here to review the following episode, The Fall. Now, I love The Following. It's probably my favorite new show I've seen. You know, Last Resort was good, Elementary is made, The Following's like... So yeah, last episode we left off with Ryan Hardy inside the house, and suddenly he's surrounded by, the Jacob, Paul, and Emma. And I hated that cliffhanger last week. I was like, anyone seen the shit I am? But it pays to wait sometimes. It definitely did this time around. We had, Emma becoming like a tad bit more human. I'm not saying that she suddenly was like totally relatable, totally understandable. I sympathize with you, Emma. I love you. I'm sorry I hated you before. I'm sorry. It humanizes her, but not to the point where you forget every bad thing she's done and she's still a good villain. And that was very good to do, because it turns out that the artwork that she had done on her wall, with Lenore from Edgar Allan Poe's poem, had the face of her mother, showing that, somewhere Emma feels guilt. Now, it's buried under the surface, but it's there. And, it's not just the facts pointed out that she's drawing people with sort of same features as her mother, because that's just something that happens, but it's how Emma reacts. She's like, I'd scream and yell and let it all out, but Dad's home and he's asleep, so. But Emma just gets so fucking pissed off she can hardly think. So obviously this has to be true, or else it wouldn't be frustrating her so. Because even if it did frustrate her, but it was false, she'd be able to hang on and play with the FBI and the police. But she can't. She lost her cool, which means Emma does have a human part of her that did care for her mother. It's just that it's buried under the surface. So she's don't get me wrong, Emma is still a cold-blooded killer. But she's human, which in my opinion makes a character good. And it's great that the one police officer pointed out that, hey, you wanted to escape your mother, but yet you go join Joe Carroll's cult. And Emma sort of defends her position by saying, hey, I couldn't choose my mom, but at least I can choose, my friends. Something along that line. Of course, Emma sort of proves herself to be a total bitch that's really only concerned about getting the mission done. And that Jacob and Paul, who you saw, like, the last episode and a half, sort of having sexual relations and sort of bonding closer, and seeing that Paul and her were getting sort of closer, at least closer than before, which is like just a handshake would be closer. But she leaves them all just to take Joey out and keep the police away from Joey. But, Jacob and Paul escape. Which sort of good, but sort of bad if they ever meet up with Emma. Because they were already pissed off that Emma left them. So they're going to be super pissed off. They might hunt her down. It'll be like, bitch, you left us for dead. We didn't die, and we're after your ass. I would love to see that plot line. Not just to see them meet up with Emma and everything's okay and something's quickly resolved, but I want shit to go down between those three. You know, Paul and Jacob finally going full gay. I'm like, we don't need a woman in our life. We just need to kill her. And others have pointed out that Joey, not the brightest kid. Now, in past episodes, I didn't think he was really dumb because, you know, he's a little kid, okay, it takes him a little longer to catch on. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. But in, I think his last 1 or 2 episodes at least, up to 2 episodes, where Joey was getting a little bit smarter, like, something's not right here. And he even managed to escape from his room. However, he really regresses back to his former state in this episode, and you can't do that. You can't place a character that has some development and then go, boom, we're going to change it, bye. Sorry, just like a room quote suddenly popped up on my screen from Twitter. Yeah. Anyways, Joey in this episode, as I said, regresses. He makes the stupid mistakes, you know, suddenly trusting Emma even though he's been through a lot, and even watch police officers die and thinks nothing of it. And some people have tried to say, well, Emma told Joey that, you know, the police are bad. Yeah, but since then he has found things are shady. So I don't get Joey's regression. And I hope he becomes the little clever little boy as he was in the past 1 or 2 episodes. And of course, you know, Joey's mom, Claire, I believe her name is, she last episode she had left to, you know, to meet up with someone who would supposedly bring her to Joey. And in this episode, as in this one, I was just like, you're really fucking believing this. You're really believing, oh, we'll bring you Joey. And I can get at first maybe believing it, not because it's smart, but because you're so desperate to see your own son again, to say, I'll believe it. I'll believe whatever shit. I'll just believe. I can understand that. However, in this episode, she should have realized what was going on. She should have been not surprised that Joey wasn't there. And when the one crazed guy finally brings her down, and she gets all angry, like, where's Joey? Where's Joey? It's like, this has been long enough. You should have learned that, well, Joey ain't here, and that there was some double crossing. And the flashbacks we saw this week were of the police officers, and it turns out she was from an abused home, and she was originally the daughter of 2 parents that were cult members. Not Joe Carroll's cult, but anyways, still part of a cult. And I think that's really where her interests lie in, where she became interested in studying cults. Not because there was something inherently interesting about them, but because, you know, she wanted to understand her childhood. So that even if it doesn't add anything into the greater scheme of things, at least helps, us understand where the character was coming from. And it also explains why that police officer was talking to Emma about her parents like she was. I thought it was interesting. And oh, we can't forget all you Buffy fans. I believe, Joyce was played by Joyce was there, okay? The same actress that played Joyce and Buffy, I think was there, looks so alike. I think I saw one comment on my Tumblr. It's like, I knew it! Joyce! And yeah. Anyways, the following episode, The Fall, pretty good. It was nice. It definitely continued on with the cliffhanger where there are a few weak parts. Yes, but overall it was very engaging, especially Kevin Bacon's banter was lovely to hear. I liked seeing the one police officer's backstory because it did add depth. It was one flashback series that I was actually on board with. So yeah, I really can't wait to see what next episode brings. And I have been Jashykins, owner at jashykins.blogspot.com. If you want to comment and talk to me for whatever reason, you can do so at Facebook at facebook.com/jashykins fanpage or on Twitter at jashykins. Let's see, if you're on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, blah, 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 do whatever you want, don't hate me. If you're viewing this on my blog, thank you just for watching. Comment below, share, and hey, now that you're on my blog, why don't you sort of explore? Yeah. And for those wondering, filming for Oscars 2013 should all be finished tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow, finish it tomorrow, but the sound recording, for the voiceovers I do, it might take a few days to record, plus I want to make sure I can record out in the living room and not here, because while it sounds decent, at least on YouTube, once I'm recording just for voiceovers, I have to remain extremely fucking still. I mean, it's to the point where I can't really move, and for anyone who's done voice work either professionally or really amateurly like I do, you don't do voice work and just stay still. You have to move around. You have to move like you're actually talking. So just remain perfectly still is not too good. So until next video, goodbye.